Hi, Virgos, and welcome to your March 2025 read. Okay, this read is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Let's get started. I'm using the Past Life Oracle deck to get a, past life karmic thread of what we're working on from another lifetime. Wow, being the knight in shining armor. Speaking your truth, well, Mercury does rule, is your ruling planet. So that would definitely make sense. Great communicator, being guarded, right? So in this lifetime, as you go about your business in this lifetime, you may have become someone's knight in shining armor. You also may find that the truth that lies within you is interesting to say that, right? The truth that lies within you. I digress. The truth within is that which gives you the confidence that you look for, let's say, as it unfolds, very much like intelligence. You're very drawn to intelligent people in this lifetime. Not saying that you're not. Like attracts like. So I feel that that is definitely something that, and you may have certainly been waiting to become or to find your knight in shining armor, right? Archangel Michael. And as a Virgo, you are guarded. You don't make quick decisions for the most part, which is admirable, honestly. Okay, let's go. Okay, there's the knight, right? This knight comes with the heart instead of, right, the sword. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's go. In love, oh my gosh, you are someone's knight. And why? Because you went with your heart. You found that the heart really does matter. There's a play on words in not only the English language, but in every language. And that's why language is so important. And what we say to ourselves and to others makes such a big, huge difference. So you really do, that could be just heads up. Watch your words. Look at that. Virgos, falling in love. Some of you are already in love and married. Someone said yes, congrats. I love it. Oh my gosh, look at this. We should really stop now. This is someone who mirrors you soul to soul. Swans could be significant, as well as seahorses. You could have a tattoo or what have you. Wow. Your faith has led you to meet and to be with someone whom really does fulfill you in every way, right? I love that. Wow. This is very much sacred, a sacred union. And I do love the fact that you came in as the Knight of Cups. I do love that, because when you sometimes maybe in a past or former life, you were very driven by the intellect and by logic, and that could have impaired your search, or being the knight in shining armor, you know what I mean? That could have made a huge difference. And in this lifetime, you promised yourself that you would only follow your heart to the most authentic love. one that mirrors your heart. Wow. If you're married or you're in a really solid bond with someone, you're on the right. You did good. you're one of the few who have figured it out, you know, in terms of love, for sure. And maybe that was your goal in this lifetime. You know, like I said, that could have been your goal, because Mercury rules Virgo. But I feel that you had this innate knowing, you did, some of you, whomever I'm talking to, had this innate knowing that the heartstrings cannot be pulled by logic. Yeah, because you've been there. You've done this so many times. You were looking for perhaps someone who had that, you know, whatever, like, you know, a PhD, they're doctors, they're lawyers, you know, that whole trajectory of what someone does for a living may have made you more attracted to them. You know, it's like, it's true. It is. Gemini and Virgo are ruled by Mercury, which really bleeds into high intellect and great conversation. But where does that get you, right? It gets you to thinking, like, wait a second, I didn't even put my heart in this situation, or I have been only thinking, and I feel like I've taken my heart, you know, my heart went this way and my logic went that way. And the Ten of Swords showed me, which it did. The Ten of Swords showed me with this moon perhaps what you've been searching for and or wanting to represent as a knight in shining armor, or even leaving this out of context. We don't even need this here because it's here. When you want to find love, and what you've been looking for has been strictly from, you know, does this make sense? Does it look good on paper? You know, and that is why you have Ten of Swords. And then you had to think about it. It's like, I got to get back to the drawing board. Someone looks really good, but what about the feelings? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here, right? I need to pull out whatever I feel and not so much what I'm thinking to attain a Two of Cups. So that's what Spirit has been asking you to do all along. Virgos don't do that. Virgos tend to have to be strategic. It's got to make sense. It's like being on the fence of, you know, I really care and love this person, but there's this and there's that I'm concerned with, and a lot of this and or that becomes the pain that you have already been through of Ten of Swords. You know, sometimes when you just go with it and follow your heart, you get to a point where you're like, wow, okay, I didn't have to think about it so much. You know, I now opened my heart completely, and I've received everything, every blessing that I ever wanted. because my heart is open now. So you may have had, with the Ten of Swords, without question, you've had, you know, one upset after another in love. And you can see very clearly, look, the swords and the cups. It's like right there in front of you. If I think about it too much, I'm only thinking about it with my mind and perhaps my ego. Especially my ego has been knocked down to the curb a few times here. But now that I've opened my heart and I've had a chance to heal and to understand, I finally see the light of a new day because I'm now just running with it. I've got my heart in my hand. And I'm just going for it. And I'm not questioning why. I'm just allowing my heart to feel that cloud 9. That's why this is 9. And she's, you know, the spirit guide of your angel, the angelic realm, is saying all you had to do was open your heart completely, right? Because the 9 of Cups with the cup that the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio has is your 10 of Cups. And that's so much better than 10 of Swords, right? So that's where that division, they're making it like we're dividing the, you know, we want someone who has it all, but we need to open our hearts and be all, you know, and you've been carrying a heavy burden because of it and feeling like, you know, when's it ever going to happen for me? And then it does, right? And then it does. Oh my God. So you not only have the 2 of Cups, but you have the Lovers. So let's just say this person became, or you started out as, wow, we're really good friends. We're getting to know one another. We're happy together. This person makes me feel really good. And then it elevates to the heart. So this is also where, if you've been watching me long enough, you know I talk about the horizon. The horizon of you know, all of the base chakra, the solar plexus, and the sacred, the base, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus. The first 3 chakras comes in as the Lovers, because that's all of what's underneath the horizon, right? It's getting to know someone, it's the excitement, it's the, you know, it's that fervor, it's that, oh my God, I can't wait to tell them, it's that, the text messages morning and night, you know, I think about you. The first thing I do is think about you in the morning, and the last thing I do at night is think about you. It's that kind of excitement, right? But then when it jumps to the heart, it becomes the real deal. Because now it's not just for fun. I see the Lovers as, let's just have fun. You're sexy, you smell good, you look good, you taste good. And then when you get to the 2 of Cups, that's the real deal. So you are finding yourself very much driven by your heart this month and making a solid commitment to someone. Could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I have Cancer here, excuse me, and then Taurus over there. But honestly, you've opened your heart, and this is like the whole package. There was a time when you were only looking for good conversation, intellect, and probably some fun. Let's just have some fun, right? And maybe dating around to no avail, Ten of Swords. And then having to kind of like going back to the drawing board saying, well, what the heck? Well, after all those Ten of Swords goes into play in one's life, you have really no other choice but to think about what is missing in my life and what am I not giving to another that isn't solidifying a happy ending. And it is because your heart has now been opened after the swords, even though the swords, your ego just died. You know? It's like one after another. One closed door after another. One, a no, whatever. And it's because your heart had to open up again. You have been Virgo, and you tend to sometimes hold back the feelings because everything else has to work out first. And that's when, when life gives you choices. When life says, okay, now I think you're ready to balance out what you want for an infinity, what you want forever. Some of you, it's a secret lover. I'm so sorry. We can't get past this. Why can't we get past this? Secret lover. Some of you, okay, it's a constant concern of someone really makes you happy. You really want to be with someone. And of course the choice is yours. But some of you are already in a long-term committed relationship, marriage, and you are being given a choice by spirit. I just have to put it out there because that's what's going on here for some. Look at that. You have the Lovers, you have the Two of Cups, and the Six of Cups. So, a soulmate, just going to say it because the Six of Cups came out with the Lovers on this end. And up here, this is like the long term. If this is a relationship, a third party that came into your life, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this person is teaching you to follow your heart because you're so enamored and in love with this person. It's been going on for years. And yet, you have to break that chain here, if that's the case. It's your choice, clearly. What is it that you want? Spirit saying, that's why his cloak has a rose. I was so happy we should have just kept with these cards here, because that does make a whole lot of sense in love. The sacred love is here. This is, you have to cross that bridge to the heart. See? You got to cross that bridge to get to the heart. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm really not. But I feel that this person, this attraction, may have gotten to the heart. You may be wanting to and ready for a long-term commitment, sacred. If you're not in a third party, then you're ready to make that commitment. And some of you, others of you, have to choose whether you're going to cut a long-term relationship out with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and that's your choice. Divorce or not. I mean, that's what this is. Yep. Some of you have been waiting, have been wondering if you could even possibly. Let's just say it's not a marriage. Let's just say that you've been living with someone for a long time, or you've been in a committed relationship with someone for a long time. And then, you know, you're working, wherever you're working, you find this attraction with this third person, with this other person, right? And you start talking and you start becoming friends. And unbeknownst to you, this attraction comes into play. And then you start questioning, wow, have I, did I jump the gun? I don't really like that saying, quite frankly. So I digress. Did I get into a relationship and or a marriage just to be safe? To make it feel safe with someone whom I trust. This is trust. And I have complete faith in this person that they wouldn't, let's say, they wouldn't cheat on me or they wouldn't leave me. Right? And then I meet this person and I'm really attracted to them and they seem to check off all the boxes. Some of you are asking, can you love two people at the same time? But the love is different. This love, this potential third person, or a friend turns into a lover. Is it just physical? Maybe they're younger. We have young here. We have a page. Maybe this is fulfilling, Virgo, your ego. I'm just saying, don't get upset. And it's kind of like, wearing at you. It's tearing you up. It's really difficult to make a decision, because you don't want to make the wrong decision. Archangel Michael is saying, you probably want to follow me instead of follow your own way, as you have been doing the last 10 years. Right? Some of you want to just hop on a plane or road trip it and go and visit this person, because it all makes sense when you see this person. It just does. You can't even explain it. Right? But the thing is, this month, I mean, you are at a crossroads. You are. They are different from you. Age, culture, viewpoints. The age isn't so much the age as it is the generational gap. I mean, the age comes into play because that's your ego, okay? But the generational gap is even more intense, and that's why you're questioning whether this is really something that your ego wants, or is it really something your heart has always wanted. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Just one thing here. If this applies to you, Virgos, watching, I want you to think about your childhood loves, like your first love. Does this person that you met that is potentially younger, there's an age difference or whatever, the generational gap, is this someone that kind of like you got stuck and warped in time from a pain from your childhood? And so this person maybe looks, smells, feels very much the excitement of, this is the person I always wanted to be with, but as it happened, as life unfolded, that person went their own way, and now you met, like, not a doppelganger, but similar to that, where they have opened your heart up again, and you feel like a kid again. And you feel so torn because this is the person that you really wanted, but way back then. And it's giving you massive confusion because they opened your heart up just like, let's say, your high school sweetheart did. And every time your heart opens, you have to walk away. So there is some sort of there is a childhood wound here. And the need to, for some, the need to really have someone check off all the boxes as a Virgo, you know, that's important. And it does take a long time, you know, it does. It takes a long time to find someone who checks off all the boxes. So you're carrying the weight of 10 years, if not maybe longer, right? With someone who really does make your heart sing. They're sexy, they're beautiful, they're creative, they have a big heart, and they're single. And there's such a different trajectory when it comes to, well, I'm going to be judged because this person is younger than me. I've already probably had some offhanded comments about that. I want to go back, but I'm having a problem doing so because I can't promise this person forever, because I'm already in a relationship that I do trust that person. And I can't see myself getting divorced. Again, King of Swords reversed. They want me to get divorced. The fight is, I want forever with you. So I can't go back. Can you? I can't go back. There's your Three of Cups. If I go back, it's just, it's like the boy that cried wolf. The boy that cried wolf. Absolutely. How many times can you go back and feel this feeling? Because for some, don't get upset, but for some of you, this is so hard to let go, not only because your heart is open, but because you feel like a kid again yourself. You feel like that first love of getting to know someone, and they look great, and you know, you look great together, and you talk about things and don't worry about the everyday to day stuff, you know. It is that feeling of euphoria, right? And everyone loves that feeling. People are on massive meds and weed and painkillers and everything else, whatever they're on, just to get that feeling, and or to numb the feeling with alcohol, etc. So there's a lot at stake here. Some of you love steak, but do you know what I mean? And you don't want to make the wrong decision, right? And I am going to say it. The childhood wounding could be from your father, a father figure. You could have grown up with a secondary family that you didn't know about. You didn't know. Maybe your father had the same issue, or, trying to follow in your father's footsteps, perhaps. Oh my God. You're reversed. Because I think I just hit a chord. Like father, like son. A father could have been absent in your life, and unbeknownst to you, later, you find out that they had a different family. They had kids with a different person, a third party, whatever. That happened a lot in days of old, But this relationship, as euphoric, nirvana as it is, you had to let it go, because you're reversed. Because this is sacred love, and this is euphoric love from a past wound. So it's become very apparent to you. It has become very apparent to you. And if you have had time to think about it, let's just say, because Virgos do think a lot, right? Just like the air signs. But truly, you've had time to realize. Right? What's that song? Take time to realize. And that's what you've done. You do realize that this is tied into your childhood wounds, and that you cannot sustain a relationship that couldn't be built on the correct foundation of this relationship is a soulmate relationship that has taught you many lessons about yourself. And Spirit stepped in, and you realize now that you cannot build a solid foundation based upon a childhood wound of feeling that euphoria, that loving feeling. It's kind of like you got bored, perhaps for some of you. You got bored in your marriage or in the long-term relationship, even though they're faithful as ever. And you'd never want to hurt this person. But then you felt that loving feeling from someone else that made you open up that wound again of, that person from your high school or college. And that's what you're learning and missing. That's really what it is. A lot of people say, well, why do people search when they have such a good marriage or such a good long-term relationship and they are perfect for one another, right? Why does a man or a woman search for something else when they've been content and very happy for whatever many years? And it's because of that loving feeling, that nirvana, that closure that they never got with. They kind of got warped in time. People get warped in time from a hurt that happened, especially in our youth. When we've gotten hurt in our youth by someone, and then you meet someone else who exemplifies the same feeling, I got that feeling, all over again. And that's where, you have, it's a very fine line. Some of you did cross the line, others of you have not crossed the line, but that euphoric feeling is there to remind you of the wound. And to know that if you did cross the line, then there's karma to be had, to be paid. That's the way of the world. That's the way of the earth plane, I should say. So you have been in a very difficult, that's an understatement. You have been for a long time, since I've been doing Virgo's readings. You just have. So using your instinct, which you have massive intuition and instinct of not making foolish choices, right, by Jewel, and emerging and doing the right thing. I'm just saying. It still hurts and it will hurt, but that wound has to heal from Mother Earth naturally, and not to be replaced by another whom you may ultimately regret leaving a sacred union bond that you've been with for a long time. So when you're feeling, I feel like I'm singing lyrics. When you're feeling like you can't go on, I don't know where that song is, or who sings that song, when you feel like you can't go on. Anyway, go outside, take a nice nature walk. Spring is right around the corner for most of us here in the Western Hemisphere. Ask Mother Earth. Maybe there's a mother figure on the other side also. With this dragonfly, I feel like a mother figure comes in. If they are on the other side, they are your spirit guide and helping you, and comes when you're outside. You see dragonflies, that's kind of like your sign, as well as maybe a certain flower that your mom liked, but you do. You instinctively know that when you're out in Mother Earth, everything seems to be better, and that you are seeing signs everywhere from your spirit guides. And you also know, without question, to do the right thing. And you're healing a wound, and that's what it is. It's an open wound that needs healing from way back when. I send you guys so much love and light. You're going to be fine. Let me know how you're doing, and I'm here for you. Take care.